So there's a couple things that you want to happen when a child's presenting. When they, and actually she's doing it quite well, when the pelvis tilts, do you see how the head counters that movement? Even in this position. So see, now this is where I'm going to go over a lot more tomorrow. See how the weight transfers to the hands. You go from weight on the hands, and then you're transferring it back to the elbows, right? Even what she's doing on her face per se. She's feeling the weight transfer through their body, and then also what should start to happen is the weight transfers back on their knees. That's why you'll start to see as babies start to go up, they bounce. So what they're doing, again, is what I was trying to show you on the wine bottle. They're not doing this kind of bounce. It's a weight transfer. See, they're maintaining their horizon, and as they start getting good at that, you'll start to see again that they're moving their bodies around this, but see how that horizon is still there. They're not doing this kind of stuff. You're not seeing a baby. If they do, then they'll just go flat. They will not have those, because to have that kind of jerkiness, that's where you're going into cerebral palsy, because the spasticity is so bad that they just can't make sense of where this movement's going. So we're kind of doing, or what I'm working on here, is as he goes back on the knees, so I go underneath, so I'm sliding up my thumb, and bringing him back. But see, now he's going more on the knee and coming back. So what I first started to do is I actually lifted him. Now she's not going to do it either because she's silicone, but I wanted just gravity alone. I wanted to see if that was going to start bringing his knees down, and he did it more with the right, and he started playing with that. So, but what happens, which Madison is doing, which I don't want to happen, and I'll show on me, is her bum's going under. Again, it's a valid movement, but not for a baby. You want, when the tailbone can go up, that's what gives this whole area in the hips more room for those knees to come under the pelvis. So if this tailbone stays stiff like this, even with her, it is so difficult to bring that knee under. But if this pelvis, again, counters, knee up, and you have all the extra room, an example, through the hips.
So that's where the lumbar comes in.
Everything comes in. If I can't transfer my weight, this is where I'm showing you. This is where the complexity comes. But once you get it, it'll make much more sense. Instead of me saying, oh, the upper thorax needs to turn over to the left, and as I go through the lumbar and in through the pelvis, if you watch this as a big bowl of water in a sense, come over and tilt, you see how the whole body moves in relationship to that knee coming up. Now you and I can do a very isolated response, but this child needs to do as a system. If you feel he's good, like I said, so I'm just here, so now to get the head up, he was doing this, and what I did there, for example, is I just scooped underneath the chin, just enough to see.
So you're kind of this.
Right. But you can't do downward dog and get the head up. Again, I can. We did that in training. That's not what a baby does. Baby, again, if the head goes up, then the back counters. See the counter and the counter. So I went like that, and all of a sudden the baby was like, ooh. And then hopefully I was at a point where I can bring my fingers away and that kind of thing. But I'm not sticking my fingers into him. I'm just lightly. And again, see that as he looks around and looks around. Where I'm going a little bit fast, I probably wouldn't be doing right now, but again, he only has 2 lessons with me, is where I would turn, and that's where I was just getting that pelvis to twist. So, at 4.5 months, he's not going to come to sitting, but I want the mechanisms in there for him to be available for that when it needs to present.